Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and I'm wondering what part of your craft room needs a little bit of attention. For me, the month of July is all about an organization jumpstart. We are having an organization focus over on Patreon. And in the spirit of that, there's a couple places in my craft room that need a little bit of attention as we get going into the organizing process. Now, it's never too late to join us over on Patreon. Our organization challenge, our organization jumpstart is kicking off on July 1st. It's going to have 14 exclusive videos all about organizing very specific parts of your craft room. Going to be a ton of extra content, some opportunities to get some consultation and advice on things that might work in your craft room. There's just so many things going on. And on top of all that, an amazing community to cheer you on through the organizing process. As I've been preparing to create that content and put it all together, I noticed a couple parts of my studio that need a little bit of attention, and I thought I would bring you all along as I kind of address those. I think we all have those spaces where we just put the things in the space and then we kind of walk away and forget about it. And I have two of those spaces. I probably have more than two, but two that are jumping out to me today. And so I thought I would bring you guys along on a clean with me. So today we are going to work on some of my washi tape storage, and then we're going to work on a special little cabinet that is full of all kinds of different things that I need to kind of sort out and get organized. So if you're interested in coming along for a clean with me, stay tuned. This is my washi tape storage wall. It is beautiful. I love it. These are actually clear acrylic shelves that were intended for nail polish, and I bought them and I'm using them for washi tape. Absolutely love it. And then because my collection has grown so much, I have these containers down here. Now, last organization video that I shared where I was cleaning out what I called my Harry Potter closet, you guys saw me work on this area, but as you can see, it's still very crowded up here and very blank down here. So I'm going to take a minute. I had plans for this area, but I got distracted. I just need to shift around some of the washi tape, get it a little bit more organized so that I can function a little bit more and make room for, you know, a few more rolls, because who wouldn't need a few more rolls? Let's do it. Step one is for me to sort some of the washi tape washi that I have into these drawers right here. I use this washi tape for very specific purposes, and I also want to clear out some space for seasonal washi in this area. I always recommend removing seasonal products and projects and things like that from your craft space and then bringing them out in that season. And so taking the seasonal washi down off of the wall, putting it into a drawer is really going to free up kind of everyday space for me. And then when I bring it out again, come fall, come Christmas, then it'll feel like getting a new supply, which is always a ton of fun. Now that the seasonal washi is moved off of the top shelf, I'm able to move the PET tapes from Wrong to the top shelf, which is helpful because these are really tall washis. They actually store much better when they're vertical like this. It's just easier for me to tell which washi is which, and so I like having it on the top shelf. I'm lucky, I am 6 feet tall, so I am able to reach up there. This system of storing washi on the wall has worked wonders for me. I absolutely love it, but every system that you have in place in your craft space, around your house, any system for organization is always going to need maintenance because we always have products coming in, coming out. That's just kind of how the life of a crafter goes. And so even when you find a system that works really well for you, you are going to have to plan at times to update it and to clean up that system. So getting all of these moved to the top is going to make them easier to access, and then I will be able to shift around a lot of the washi throughout the entire washi wall so that it has a little bit more room to breathe. It's pretty much a given with my job that I'm going to constantly have new products and new supplies coming in. It helps me out a lot if I'm able to make sure there is always space. That way, when I get new washi, I know that it's going to fit on the wall. When the space gets full, when my drawers are full, that's when I will start the destash process. That's one of the triggers in my head that makes me know, hey, it's time to destash. But as I'm able to shift things around and create space, now I can add to this collection as new washis come in. They can find their place on the rainbow washi wall, and it's still going to work really well. All right, so things have been redistributed. All my wrong tapes are up top so I can easily grab them. I shifted things around, took the seasonal washis out and put them down below. And now I have room to move things around to add more washi as needed because I often have an influx of washi. It's just part of my job and I love having a little bit more space. And then down here, down below is where I do have seasonal washi. I have all of my Christmas washi, all of my fall washi, and then this is all from the washi tape shop. And I love having it separate like that. So I'm feeling much better about this space. It was one of those little to-dos that just was hanging out, waiting to get done, and glad it's finished. All right, next up is this little cabinet. It has become just kind of a catch-all for random projects that I was working on. I just want to have it a little bit more organized. I have a bunch of Happy Mail here that I need to sort through, cards and things, and then who knows what's in this. So I'm going to empty out all of the contents, bring it over to my desk, and then figure out what I'm going to do in this particular, I guess it's a cabinet, maybe a shelf. When I have a particular place that gets really cluttered, the first thing I like to do is empty it out completely. I needed to know what was in this little cabinet, needed to see all the supplies, and I had already kind of brainstormed some ways to improve the organization. These are pieces I got from the Dollar Tree actually, and they're going to be perfect for storing all of these little diamond art project, all these little diamonds. I started this a few months ago. I'm still working. It's kind of one of those slowly but surely projects, and I want these supplies out and easily accessible, but getting them into this container is just going to make it easier for me to work with. Once I got everything sorted, then it was time to put things back into their place. Yes, it had to do with some destashing, but it wasn't a crazy overhaul of the space. Maintenance is just so important before it gets out of control, before you lose all like concept of what is going in a space. Taking time to maintain some of the systems that have worked for you in the past. There are going to be times where you realize, hey, that system didn't end up working at all, but just because it gets a little messy, gets a little cluttered, doesn't mean the system doesn't work. It just means it might be time for a little bit of a refresh. So I know it's a little change, it's not much, but I did clean this out and now I feel much better about it. I have my diamond dot project laying flat like it should be, and I can continue to work on it, and I know exactly what's in here, sorted through. So feeling much better about that little space. And that's it for this little clean with me session. One of the biggest keys to keeping your space organized is to have kind of a maintenance schedule, a time when you go back into those places that maybe you had systems, but maybe they need to be updated, maybe they need to be cleaned out. And for me, that really goes a long way to keeping my whole room feeling organized, fresh, ready to create. So let me know down in the comments below what part of your creative space, of your craft room, needs a little something extra, needs a little TLC. I'd love to hear about it down in the comments below. Don't forget that July is going to be an organization-filled month over on Patreon. You're not going to want to miss it. A ton of extra content, some awesome live stream events. You are going to want to be there. So check out the link for Patreon down in the subscription box below and start your free trial today. All right, I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.